Two new textbooks have been introduced to the education system by Macmillan Publishers, Max Math and Footprint Social Studies. These books, according to Dr. Cheryl Barnaby Bishop, education consultant for Macmillan Publishers, says the books are student-centered and engage with real-life connections. A number of private school teachers were part of a one-day consultation on how to make the classroom more interactive.
We understand that primary education is the foundation on which the education system lies, and therefore we cannot afford to squander the education process of any child at this point in time. So we believe that with mathematics and social studies, we are well on the way to transforming the minds of our children. Actually, the social studies book came out of a focus group workshop 2 years ago, where we were trying to get texts that can be aligned to the OECS standards. And so that footprint is ideal at this point in time.
Private schools on the island are the first to embrace these books, Dr. Barnaby Bishop says.
At the primary school, private schools, we are going to replace. Most of us would replace. And so we are going to switch to footprints. The mathematics, as I said before, it is student-centered, real-life connections, and most of the schools have already agreed. The private schools, I must say, have agreed for the change. We are hoping that maybe in the near future, the government schools through the curriculum officers, they've already have access to those books, which we gave them a couple of weeks ago, and they have blessed those books.
She explained what made these books stand out from the rest, the math books, which comes in 2 parts, while the social studies have only 1 part to it.
What we did when we met, we found that especially since the OECS created standards for every subject area, we found that for social studies, the text that we have lacked content, did not give the examples, was not crafted in a way that gave way or opened opportunities for students' involvement. And so, having met with those teachers, then we wanted something that was more culturally relevant, something that the children can relate to. The content it's ideal. They are graded books. In other words, they build upon it every stage. So from grade, as a grade goes forward, more the children would elevate in their learning, and technology is fused throughout, and also the creative process.
Mr. Rendell, one private school teacher, shared his thoughts on the new textbooks.
New social studies book called Footprints. It's been created in a way that is very culturally appropriate. We grew up with books, we look into it, and it's lots of European influence, lots of pictures and places that we have no relationship with or cannot relate to, and that creates a lot of confusion within the children. So using familiar faces, using activities that they can do in real time, in their space, and really changing the focus away from staying boxed in the classroom into using outdoor spaces.
The textbooks will be available at Standards Bookstore. Crystalina John, GBN News.